Hello, everyone. Oh, excuse me. Hello, everyone.
There we go.
I'm Rose, and welcome back to Misguided, a show where me and my fraternity brothers explore the world of Bar Save. So please join us on some more Misguided adventures. All right. So, I guess first introductions once again. We could go around.
Okay. Hello, I'm Corey. I play Taman Ashlet, the Dwarven Beastmaster.
Hi, I'm Julia. I play Jackanal, the Scraying Nethermancer.
Hi, I'm Bane. I play Triskin Lothspell, the Elven Warrior.
Hi, I'm Forrest. I play Frill Songsmith, the Human Troubadour.
Hey, I'm Scott. I play Missa, the male Windling Elementalist.
Awesome. All right. So, guess now is when we do the recap from the last episode. But
It's been a few weeks.
Yeah, it has
I've forgotten
been.
everything.
and so much happened. Let's see. So, I believe, correct me if I'm forgetting anything, the last episode starts with the party looking for Rock. They go down to the docks where Rock is not to be found, but they run into some of her companions that they met probably like 4 episodes ago, or just past. They didn't meet, but they formally met them. It's 2 Scraying, male and a female, both from the floating city, and one of them is a fellow quester of Jasperi with Rock, named, it was Dew Riverblood, I think? Yeah, Dew Riverblood. And she seemed very knowledgeable of the situation going on, so Triskin went to show her the sword that they had recovered from the city, and in unsheathing it, was overcome by visions, and basically this cursed sword of Raguk, a mad passion, took him over, gave him visions, and he attacked Dew and put her in nearly fatal position. She had fainted with a wound, and the other Scraying fled with her as he battled the rest of the party. I believe the party managed to knock Triskin unconscious and resheath the sword.
True story.
What's up?
That's a true story.
True story.
They nearly killed me.
It was very exciting.
It's close.
They woke up eventually, or Triskin woke up eventually after about like an hour, and he was able to recover. And the party, do you guys?
We kind of
Rock
tied him
came
up and interrogated
Yeah,
him.
and interrogated him.
Found out the sword stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, found out the sword's powers, that it was Raguk's like item that he was using to cast a sort of like spell over the city, and having been removed from the city and like binded with Triskin almost, the fog was lifted from the city, and there was like no more of a need for it there, and I guess I wouldn't really say a deal was made with Raguk, but right now it's, or was it maybe somewhat of a one-sided deal where Raguk was pushing it on to Triskin, but we'll see where the sword goes from here, I guess. It has a mind of its own. And the party ran into Rock, I believe, at the warehouse, where she told them of the changes in the city, and the fog being lifted, and that there was an angry mob going to Mariel's house, thinking that he had been the one to cause all of this basically the city thought that he was brainwashing them. So they were going to him to question or kill him, whatever angry mobs do. So on their way to the city, the party, I believe it was Misif, managed to spot a cloaked man leaving the city, as well as a centaur, passing through the woods quickly, believed to be Ragak departing and Jaspri kind of maintaining the area in the woods. And so they enter the city, get to Mariel's house, passing through the angry mob, and they open the room to find his body on his bed with his neck slit. And Jack and all managed to experience death and find that he had killed himself as he watched the mob approach his house. And that is where we are now. I guess everyone is in his bedroom upstairs of his house, with the mob kind of crowded downstairs, kind of peering over his body on his bed. So Rock is gonna walk up to his body, if unless anyone wants to try something first. She's gonna walk up to him, and similar to what she had done to the guard that she had killed a few sessions ago, when they were trying to take her in, and he had stabbed her dyer and slit his throat. She walks up to this body on the bed, and she as she closes his eyes, she bows her head down and mumbles something that you can't really pick up on again, and then she pulls up the bed sheet on his bed and kind of covers his body, and she just kind of whispers, "He was a foolish and cowardly man, but in the end this was not his fault." And then she kind of nods her head and backs off towards one of the walls of the room and just kind of stands there with her head down. The mob is still downstairs, getting impatient, wanting to see what.
Well,
I'm gonna step outside and deal with the mob.
Okay.
I'll tell the group. I'm gonna deal with the mob.
Well,
I'm gonna stop him and say, well, shouldn't we agree on what to say first? I already kind of told them that the justice of Thrall had been dispensed upon Mariel, so...
Well, I'll tell them justice was done and Mariel is dead.
What should we tell them that Thrall is going to do in the future? I assume we're going to report
did I relay to you guys what the death was?
Yes.
Did you?
I think the episode ended before I got to say anything.
Would you
so.
have done that?
Well, good news. We don't have to open a murder investigation.
It was a suicide.
And why is that?
He killed himself, which I just experienced. So.
Well,
The question is, what do we think the likelihood is of the people here disliking Thrall if we claim credit for dispatching this individual?
Well,
low.
it's too late now.
There's a
Did
mob
we kind of come
outside.
barging in saying
We
that
said-
we're mercenaries of Thrall and all that?
We did tell the mob that for all justice would be dispensed. It has been dispensed.
Not really.
And so we'll tell them case closed. Mariel's dead. Go drink beer.
But surely we need to investigate the other merchants, the list of names that Mariel gave us. Well, not us
We're
personally,
never leaving
but
this town, are we?
we must relay that information.
Yeah,
to
we can do that when we get
Yeah.
back to Thrall. Give it to the man in charge.
Well, what should we tell the crowd?
That Thrall will be coming to follow up to
I don't even know if I would say
cleanse
that.
the town of corruption.
We tell the general the truth. We go back. We tell him that Mariel was so overcome with grief that he could not he could not deal with what had transpired, and that we thought for the betterment of Thrall that we decided to claim that we dispensed the king's justice upon him.
Okay.
Sounds fine.
Should
I'll
we
go-
tell them that Thrall is coming here to ensure the stability of the city as it goes on?
I don't think we have to tell him anything. I think we
Yeah.
can just say Mariel's dead.
Yeah,
He'll
let the
take
mob
it.
disperse.
Will they not be reassured by this? Will they not feel more favorable towards Thrall because of it?
I'm not certain I want to
Right.
promise them something we cannot deliver.
Interesting. I agree.
I think that the truth is the only fair option. I think that being truthful with your general is what mercenaries and heroes would do, but I think there's only two options here for the people of the city. I don't believe that telling them simply Mariel is dead will help anything. When is the next person going to try and rise up and take control? Or when are people going to be so paranoid that they crumble from within? We either...
Hopefully telling them that the justice of Thrall has been dispensed upon Mariel will keep them in line for some time. Hopefully long enough for Thrall to send a more diplomatic envoy.
Yeah.
So we be dishonest then and not tell them exactly what has happened here, that none of this was Mariel's fault, and let his name live forever, hated by these people.
So, saying that none of this was his fault might be going a bit too far. I mean, some of it was his fault. He did, follow the suggestion of a mad passion and, erect the statue, sword, and all that stuff.
I agree that this man's name should be cleared in death.
Rock, as she looks at you, she's gonna look down, or I guess, where's the sword? Is it on your back?
Yeah.
She's gonna glance at the sword on your back and be like, yeah, I know whose fault this is, and something should be done about that. And she's gonna try and walk over to you and take the sword off of your back.
Oh, Jesus, again.
When it becomes clear that she's gonna reach for the sword, I'm gonna interpose myself between her and
Okay.
Tristan.
I make a half-hearted attempt to
Uh,
I'm really protecting
I'd like
you
to-
with
The sword is
I'd like to
going
make a quick
nowhere,
check.
Rock.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a quick check to see how unruly the mob is outside.
Okay.
Like how, because time has been passing and we haven't done
I guess-
anything, and I'm getting worried that regardless of a party consensus, we need to go stop the mob
Yeah.
now before we die.
Okay, you can make an awareness check then.
That's perception, right?
Yeah. And as you do that, she's gonna say, the sword needs to be
12.
destroyed.
I agree, the sword does need to be
4.
destroyed. However, I don't think that we have the
Just out
power to.
loud.
Can you destroy the sword, Rock?
Can try.
You can try, and how do you propose to try?
Brute force.
The last time someone held the sword took them over and they attacked all of us.
When it was unsheathed, correct?
Triscan almost killed all of us.
We don't have to unsheath it.
I do not wish to kill you to get the sword under control again.
What he's saying is he doesn't want you, as OP as you are, unleashed on our party.
So,
Look, Rock,
When
if
he
I
says
plan,
he doesn't want to kill you, he means he doesn't want you to kill all of us.
I have
I
my
want
own
neither of
plans
these
to
things to happen.
destroy the
Okay.
sword, Rock. I think that another solution would be much better for it, a magical solution.
Magical.
But I think that it is important for us to figure out how the sword was constructed, to figure out how to unmake it.
Do would have the answers to this, but unfortunately, you nearly struck her down.
Where is she?
Hey, Jack and all, you still got those healing potions?
I got one after healing you.
Can I buy it off you?
Sure.
You can do that
I mean-
every time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can do that.
I'm gonna hand her cash and get the healing potion
Okay.
from her right now, if that's
Yeah.
okay, and we'll work out the amount later.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then I'm
It's
going
him.
to. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna gesture in my fingers to Rock and say a peace offering.
Okay.
Rock is gonna respond like that. She's gonna
Barrel
reach
saying,
out and like grab it, kind of like aggressively, but still like not. She's not gonna like break it in her hands, but she'll be like,
Sorry.
Oh, Jackano's a gal.
"Do might have a solution for this, but any of you pull the same shit on her once again."
Well, I'll do
I
our
will
best
not
to
hold
get
back.
possessed.
Nor
better.
would I expect you to hold back.
Mm.
I appreciate it. Thank you for at least being level-headed here. As she says, not level-headedly. She's
Okay.
getting riled
We
up.
dwarves are known for our level-headedness.
Let's
She's
get the
gonna
story
roll her eyes
straight
and
before we
smile.
go back downstairs. Just figure it out right now.
So you seem to be unwilling to let the name of Meryl, the name of Mariel, be besmirched in death.
It just doesn't feel right to me. He's not the cause of these woes.
He is not the cause of these woes, but will the knowledge of the cause of these woes actually
Disperse
cause,
the crowd.
will it cause more panic than it helps if they know that their city was targeted by Ragok Mad Passion?
We don't necessarily have to tell them that it was Ragok. We can just say that we solved the problem, that we fought it, this
The-
magical force, and that we won, and that it's gone now.
You know, another solution would be you, as mercenaries of Thrall, surely bring in or report back and see about bringing in Thrall forces and allow them to spread the truth and leave it for now.
And maybe we can report that we saw an avatar of Jaspery outside the city, and that
So
it's
just,
under his
like,
watch now.
Could work.
Dip out for now and then send Thrall forces.
The main problem is that I don't think we can dip out without the mob noticing us. I can
Out the
probably
window.
deal with the mob. Distract the mob. Make it
Whole tower
appease
worth of
it.
people.
Appease is the word. I could probably appease the mob while everyone else slips out. So yeah. You want to play it?
We should just go face them as a party.
We can. One of us has to do the talking.
Say no more.
Yes. It's not gonna be you.
I missed his
I'm going to walk out in an attempt to beat Missif outside
Oh boy.
and speak to the mob, address the mob.
All right, roll initiative.
Right.
PvP combat.
It may just come down to whoever's faster.
Yeah.
Like who has the higher speed.
Oh my god. All right, I have an initiative of 7. Can I roll a karma on this?
Good fucking luck.
Can I roll a karma with this?
No.
No.
Oh no.
Isn't that like that's a talent or
He
something?
has to have Tiger Spring.
Yeah. I know.
Ugh.
Tiger spring out the door to talk first.
Oh,
9!
It's a tie.
It's a tie.
Looks like we get out the door.
You
at the
like
same
you're like
time.
having yourself in the doorway. You guys get stuck in the doorway, like you're shoulder to shoulder, and you're both actually stuck there. And Rock's gonna come up and just like shoulder bump you both out the door,
Ugh.
fall
Okay.
down the stairs a little.
Alright.
I'm going to gesture to Taman and Jackal and try to, as calmly as possible, walk out the door.
Rock's just gonna be waiting in the room. She's not a people person, exactly.
Personally, can't wait to fucking be out of this city. Like, let's wrap this shit up.
I'm gonna walk out the door after Taman, making sure to keep myself between him and Rock.
Okay.
Alright. I I guess
Between two?
I stand up and
Triskin, sorry.
the mob's like right there, right? Mob's right there.
They're
Right?
like at the bottom of the stairs.
Alright,
Shoot them
I stand up and I walk down the stairs. What's the name of the town we're in?
Darranis?
Darranis, thank you.
This
You
was
can tell I
trying
take
to
very
remember.
detailed notes.
Oh boy.
I don't have a way of like bring because I just start and I strum my I strum my lute as loud as possible to try and get their attention.
They're all gonna look at you.
As soon as they have
I clear my
his attention, he clears his throat and Missive starts talking. Mariel is dead! Is this what you people wanted? You terrified him literally to death. You can all go home now and think about what you've done.
They're all just gonna kind of like stare at you for a second, like.
Well, it's maybe not how I would have
I'm
phrased
laughing
it, but
in
it does
character right
get
now.
the gist of things. Long
Yes, not
story
incorrect.
short, Mariel's dead. Thrall's justice has been dispensed. We need to report back to Thrall so they can send a contingency force to clear up this mess. Jeez, what a nightmare. And I just start walking off past them.
They're just kind of like follow you with their
Just real
their
quick,
eyes
that'd
as
be
you walk
helpful.
out the door and just
Just
kind of
real
be
quick, that
like,
would be helpful.
did we do
can't.
that? Did we kill him? They're gonna start like murmuring among themselves and be like,
Missive,
It is important to note, people, that Mariel was an innocent man.
and then they're gonna start getting louder again. Wait, you said he's an innocent man,
Yeah.
and they're gonna kind of be like, what? No, and they're gonna start going on about the brainwashing in the
Triskin
town.
is getting high and mighty. He's
Oh
gonna
my
assume his
God.
lecturer's stance.
Someone's gonna
What
be-
can one man do against the will of a mad passion? A mad passion that we heroes dispelled.
I'm gonna grab my. I want to make a attack roll
Triskin, you know what I
against
said about
Triskin with my loot.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to attack Triskin with my loot.
Oh my God.
Shut him up!
Great
Alpha
job.
Shut him up!
Really presenting a united front.
Yeah.
I love
I
it.
can't
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Everyone's reacting how I'm reacting right
Yeah.
now.
I'm going to continue. This town is under the protection of a benevolent passion now, Jasperi. And with the protection of Thrall in the future, you need not worry, good citizens.
Someone's gonna yell out from the back of the crowd, what are you even talking about anymore? And then everyone's gonna start panicking.
Oh my god.
Triskin is gonna say, "You'll understand when you're older,"
Oh.
and then walk away.
Okay.
People are gonna start trying to go upstairs now.
Listen. The threat is eliminated. I just experienced this guy's death, so I can confirm.
You experienced this death? What does that mean?
These people are not the depths. They will not understand what we
I'm
have
a
done here.
Netherman, so you want me to be public?
You're a Netherman!
No, I said that quietly.
Okay.
You didn't hear that. Look, the threat is gone. Why are you still here?
What? The threat's gone, but you said mad passion and
No!
mad passion.
Get it together!
Ariel's dead and
Ariel, you were just about to have his head yourselves. Why are you guys so mad?
Let me be clear. As agents of Thrall, we have come here and dealt with the issue that has plagued your town. It is over, and I recommend that you just go home, sleep it off, and wake up in the morning, and then go about your business.
Do you have diplomacy?
No.
Do you have persuasion?
Why is the crowd excited?
I can default to charisma, but that's it.
Yeah, you can do charisma. Does anyone have diplomacy?
I have diplomacy. That's why I
Are
tried
you trying to
to speak.
leave though?
Well, did you
But you didn't
use
say
the skill
anything,
for
like-
this?
Well-
You didn't say anything helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I was like,
I got a 2 on my diplomacy.
Oh boy. They're gonna be like, how can we go about as normal when we just woke up from some kind of dream? Blah blah blah. People are screaming about, brainwashing and whatnot.
Look, everyone, the issue is dealt with. You don't need to worry, he says with a 4.
Bad disguise.
Jesus, yeah.
how far away am I at this
Oh
point?
my god.
I've kept walking away.
Oh, well then you're probably almost out of the house now.
Is this
How
is
huge
this
is
far
this
enough?
house?
Yeah.
Wait, you've been walking this the whole time?
So after
Well,
I
you might
stopped
be
speaking,
out of the
I
house
tried
then.
to walk away.
I thought you
Okay.
tried to hit him with your loot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so.
Oh, like once I found out I was out of range, 'cause
Okay.
I forgot I was walking away.
You're probably like out the door if you want to be now.
Wait, can
You
you
can
we
be wherever you want
wait,
to be.
It's
wait,
early, huh?
wait,
Let the
can
rest
you
of us
like
to
draw
deal with
this
this.
on a map? Because I'm
Forrest,
basically-
Forrest,
You have
just
that
tell us
important.
where you
It's
not
are.
that
You have full
important.
control of your character's motions.
I've been trying to go past the mob, down the road,
Okay.
out the town.
Okay.
So I thought that's what we were all doing after this mob went away.
Okay.
But
so
the mob didn't go away.
Well,
Oh,
assuming the mob went away.
They
It hasn't. It hasn't.
They haven't.
But
Okay. But you're
when,
still
when I
going.
had started walking, I was assuming
Okay.
the mob was going to
No.
disperse.
It has not.
Where am I now in relation to the mob?
Wherever
You could
you
decide,
want to be.
Forrest.
I'm out of town, I guess.
No, you're
You're
not
out
gonna
of
go
town,
Okay,
It's
okay.
been a 5
It's been
minute
like
conversation.
maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. So,
Okay, so like how far am I?
Are you out
Down the hill?
Do you
I don't
want
know.
to be out of the house?
are you power walking?
Are
See,
you out of the house?
I need house, town, out of town, like
Okay.
because that's confusing.
What sort of pace are you taking right now?
I just kind of like waddle away.
Is your
maybe
goal-
2 miles an hour?
Is your goal to be as far away from the house as possible at this moment in time?
I assume it's house, mob, out of town, right?
Answer the question.
The mob is in the house.
Mob is inside the
Yes.
house.
Yes.
And then
Okay.
outside
That
of the
was
house.
confusing. I thought the mob was outside the house.
No.
No.
And we were out.
Well, they are also, but there's
Yeah,
a good amount of
but yeah.
people in the house.
Yeah, that's what was confusing me. So if
Oh.
I'm out the house, out the steps, going down the road, then yeah,
Okay.
Going down
Yes.
the road.
You want to keep going.
I want to keep going.
Okay, you're probably like at the bottom of the hill now, near the town
Cool.
square.
I keep going. I'm just gonna keep going.
Not his
I'm-
problem.
This look, I tried. I'm gonna.
Not my circus.
I'm-
not
I'm-
my monkeys.
I start making plans to talk to the party after
Did
this.
Phil just walk off without his horse?
Without his what?
Yes.
Oh.
He's
We left
pretty
them
bad
up
about
here.
leaving his items around, isn't he?
Oh my gosh.
Look,
Oh.
people, get yourselves together. Look, sure, maybe your dreams of prosperity and moving up in the city were just dreams. Yeah, and it's hard to wake up from that. But your life is your own. You can make that a reality now. You're not under anyone's control. You got your own life. So, get motivated, move on from this horrific tragedy, and make something of yourselves. Sheesh!
I'm gonna clap Jack and all on the back and say, "Well said, well said."
Yeah. Everyone's gonna kind of like. I don't even know what's happening anymore. Let's just go. And they're just kind of be like, that was like weirdly motivational, but like
Fuck yeah.
also just confusing as to how that applies to the situation, but it doesn't really matter. No, it does apply, but it's kind of like I can make something out of myself.
Well, they had all these dreams of like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll move up in the world, and then it was all brainwashing. So
Yeah,
that's where
That's right, but you can make something of yourself. Now let's go on and start. I'm gonna start
Gonna
ushering
start-
people out.
Yeah, show's over.
Yeah.
Sure, so.
All right, they're gonna kind of like leave the house, like,
Finally.
and then like as they're kind of moving out, the crowd from outside, I kind of move with them. I guess they'll just kind of spread the word, like,
Are
everything's
Rock spreading the word?
dealt with. No, the crowd,
Oh,
like,
the
as they're
crowd.
moving
Okay.
out to the other crowd, they're just
Uh-huh.
kind of like,
It's fine.
yeah, I think everything's okay. And they'll
Alright.
kind of just disperse confusedly.
So now that we have the mob added here,
Oh god, that
I
was more
suggest
words
Nissa
than I ever
closes
wanted
the
to
front
have to
door
say.
after the mob has left.
I knocked it down.
You know.
It knocked it down about 2 sessions ago.
Alright, you're right. There is
Door's
no
being
front
down.
door.
But I was going to say, we should take the door, set it in front, nail it down, and put a sign that says by the.
Don't open dead inside.
I was not going to say that. I was going to say,
Don't dead open inside.
do not enter under the command of the city of Thrall.
Sounds good.
And then we need to figure out whether we leave this dead body in here or not.
I say we steal his stuff.
I agree.
I don't think we should do that.
Maybe not all this stuff.
He's
Okay,
fine,
yeah,
he's
maybe
okay.
not all his stuff, just some of his stuff.
Just some stuff.
Just so it's not obvious that we looted.
Yeah, exactly. Only the
Hey,
most
hey,
valuable things.
Watch this. Watch this. I'm another man, so trust me. Hey, Mariel, you good if we take your stuff? Yeah? You're fine with it? You actually want us to. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, he's cool with it.
Oh, what spell was that? That's so cool.
That was a spirit talk.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just
yeah.
got it. It's my third circle.
Oh my
You
God.
almost regret, almost threatening to break his knees.
Generous guy at heart, really.
Well, I'm gonna start looking around.
Rock's gonna walk out the front door. Rock doesn't need that kind of worldly goods in her life.
Oh, she's above it all.
Oh wow.
She is a nature
Wow.
woman.
She's
All right.
Ascetic.
Nissa is going to specifically look for a library in this manner.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually.
Is there one? Nissa will search the library for books related to the things that he's researching,
Yeah. Okay, you can roll for that.
which you probably know.
Perception?
Yeah, I guess awareness since we're looking for
Yeah,
specific.
That's fine.
Really.
What
I'm
are you
going
guys
to
looking
look
for?
for a sheet of paper and ink and a pen.
A sheet of paper, ink, and a pen
Yeah.
to like write the sign for the door.
Yeah, sure.
I have I was gonna say,
Well,
I have ink and a pen and paper.
I mean, he has like in the library as well. There's like a desk with
Okay.
writing
Yeah,
stuff
I'm
on it
gonna
as well.
snag some writing stuff and start writing a manifesto about what happened in the city. Basically, what was going on.
Can you even get it all
Are you
straight?
gonna nail it
My
to the
God.
front door? Your manifesto.
Fuck yeah,
Twice
I
these
am.
species.
I'm gonna write 5 copies.
All right. Oh boy.
Just hold your horses.
Wait, what?
He exploded, it sounds like.
I exploded
twice?
on my d8s. Oh no, I'm out of d8s.
Wait, what are you using exactly? What skill are you
Awareness.
using?
To look for any books related to the things that Nissa has been researching. Oh, fuck. Another one exploded.
Oh my God.
Hilarious. Thank you.
So
Nice, nice.
I'm gonna
nice.
say you find books, and then I'll tell you what you find from them later.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Alright.
Look,
Let's see.
look.
That's 20.
32.
Plus 30. Yeah.
Four.
32. 34.
Wow.
34 on awareness.
Holy
Wait, no, 30.
Wow.
That should be 20.
He sees all.
24.
30.
32. 34.
Yeah, what the fuck? Okay, well, you managed to read the whole library in the time that you're here. Knowledge
Oh my God.
times 1,000. You must. Yep.
We'll deal with that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm also gonna look for a cash box.
Okay.
Or like coins of any sort.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm historically very bad at these rolls. Every time I
Is
roll
there any specific place you're looking, or just the whole house?
so I'm going to look in all of his desks and in his bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah. and then like I
As
don't
his
know.
dead body is watching you.
Yeah. Is there like are there other rooms in the house? Can you describe some of the rooms in the house? Like, is there like a kitchen?
Yeah. I mean, he lives there. He didn't go out much, so it's like a fully
Okay.
sustainable house.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
don't know.
rich people houses. What do they have?
Okay.
There's like
solar power.
there's like a garden out back. There's kitchen, dining hall type deal.
Deal.
Nice living space with a tall ceiling.
I got an 11.
Okay. You're gonna find a small trunk in his bedroom. And maybe 5 silver pieces, like sitting around the kitchen, like on top of the counter or something.
Deal. Can I open the trunk?
It's locked.
Do I see a key on like in nearby or on his body, which I am going to search shamelessly?
Roll again.
9.
It's not on his body,
Okay.
but
Gonna call out and say, anybody see a key?
yeah.
Couldn't Mrs. find a key in a book?
You know what? He probably did. To be honest.
Oh yeah, it's over in that book. In that
book room.
Okay, I guess I go to the library.
It's in that book, in that bookshelf. I left it in the book. I didn't think it was useful.
Go use the key on the trunk.
It works.
Yeah.
Sure.
What's inside?
A lot of gold pieces.
Hey, who wants some gold?
Woo!
Communist utopia. I'm gonna start throwing gold at people.
Oh my god!
Like Oprah.
Do you just want to split it evenly?
Make it
or
rain.
do you want to take more?
Yeah, let's see. I don't know, how many of us are there? I'll
There's
keep
5
a
of us.
quarter of it.
Okay.
Wait, a quarter, but there's 5 of you guys.
Yeah.
Oh wait, but
Yep.
I know how math
I'll
works.
come back. I'm still walking.
Oh
down.
wait, no, I keep a quarter and I
then
distribute
everyone
it
else gets a
evenly
quarter.
among us, Yeah.
Except.
yeah,
Hello.
each person gets 15 gold pieces. Getting that cash money. Well, it's not cash, but getting that coin.
So I think when we first investigated Mariel's house, you told me there weren't like any horror artifacts or things like that. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to bother looking for those. I am going to check the library to see if there's any Scourge related or horror related, Nethermancy related books.
Okay, you can roll.
They're over on that specific
Yeah, I guess
section.
if you ask him.
Well,
The terrible, terrible things section of the library.
Nice.
Nice. That's one of those. 18 to awareness.
You'll manage to find one book. There's. It doesn't seem like he has much knowledge on horrors, scourge,
Understandable.
and
I'm just looting.
it's more so he has more stuff related to I guess general history and trade and he was a merchant, so like sales and whatnot, survival stuff. But yeah, you'll find one book, and I guess I can elaborate on what's in that later.
Sure.
Anything else?
Did I find any musical instruments while I was searching around?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not hard to find. He lives in a
Okay.
rich person
Yeah.
house. They like the arts and stuff.
Did I find like a lute or a harp or anything like that? Lyre, hand harp.
We found a lot of loot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pick the hand harp up for Frill.
Okay.
Aw.
Oh, that was really... Never mind. That was really nice.
I'm gonna search the house for any sort of papers or documentations for things like deeds or anything like that.
Okay.
Maybe he has some sort of deeds to other places other than this location.
Okay.
11.
He seems like most of his stuff is staked out here.
Okay.
Yep. He was loyal to the city. And they were loyal to him. Alright. Anything else? Alright. So, I guess if you guys want to leave the house, Rock spent some time walking around and ripping wood off of random things around the nearby area. Like, you know, just a plank from the house. He doesn't need this house anymore. Rips it off. Basically, she got some stuff to like board up the
Okay,
door since she heard you all talking about it and she wasn't interested in looting.
She wasn't just doing that out of frustration. Okay. I thought you were just saying
She's just throwing like a mild temper tantrum
Yeah,
outside.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Just
Okay.
punched a tree or something. Who knows?
I also wasn't expecting that to be helpful.
Yeah, really.
Dang. See how it is.
Once we nail up the door, I'm gonna take a nail and nail my manifesto to the door.
Wait, you
You know.
actually wrote like the entire.
Oh yeah, I wrote everything that happened to the city and how it came under the influence of a mad passion through the influence of the sword and how.
You realize that these people will not understand this, right?
Yeah, it's okay. Triskin, he doesn't understand them not understanding it.
Okay.
I guess so. In character.
Yeah.
What do you mean they won't understand? I've laid it out perfectly clearly right here.
Because these are mostly simple townsfolk. They go about their business. They, that one guy in the mob, I saw him down by the wharf. He's a fisherman. He does not know the dangers of adventure that we do. He does not understand really what. He's not faced a horror. There are things that go bump in the night to him.
Yeah, it's like you're saying, like, the boogeyman took this town, but it's safe now because we killed him.
Well, yeah, I guess I just,
I mean, you can leave it up there.
Want
Maybe
them to
some
know.
people get it, but...
But it's more important that we make sure that we maintain the authority of Thrall, which is why I was mentioning that we should put the sign up that says that under the commandment of Thrall, they are not to enter this abode.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly scrawl that and nail it under that.
Underneath that missive carves, underneath Thrall was here.
How does he spell was?
With a W and a Z.
No other letters in there?
I guess a U maybe?
Yeah.
Ran out of
You
vowels.
Oof. Alright.
Where's Frill? He's
Out
still
of the
walking.
city,
Okay.
probably.
I might be out of the city by now. I don't know.
Okay.
Traskin, do your people have any particular burial rites they like to adhere to?
Yeah, we can have the other emissaries of Thrall take care of that.
So you just want to leave the body here rotting for weeks?
Uh,
As we walk back to Thrall and then they walk here? If that is part of is that what elves do with their dead, I'm fine with that. But that is not how my people do things.
We can chop him into pieces and throw him in the river.
Trispin. Is that
That
rock
sounds
saying
like
that?
Yeah. She kind of
Trispin-
says it like as she stares into the distance.
It would be a way to give back to nature.
He's gonna look
Right.
at Rock absolutely horrified. No.
We could light him
Apparently
on
that
fire.
is also incorrect.
Burn him
She's
to
gonna
ashes.
shrug her on her shoulders. Burn
Uh,
him? We can
We
burn
could
him.
burn him to ashes.
Yeah.
The burial ceremony can take a very long time, so I think it would be better if we just left it. If we want the townspeople can take care of it. If they're really that motivated, but I doubt they would.
But we just commanded them not to enter the abode.
What if
How
we
are
just
they going to get the body?
Like I said, if they cared, they'd do it.
Isn't there somebody who's in charge of stuff like this? Like, I don't know, a grave digger, undertaker. I think that's what I'm looking for.
we could just
Yes.
burn the house down? Then people can't enter the house
I mean,
or see him.
that's true. We could.
It'd make quite a point.
I don't know. I was picturing Thrall using this as a base of operations.
It would be a waste of a very fine house.
Well, you can just leave him. It should be fine.
Have we not seen any cemeteries while we've been in town?
Probably. Yeah. I don't know. The town seems kind of nice. Like, they're like
Nice people don't die.
ideal. They don't like to have cemeteries in the middle of their town. You
Mhm.
probably find one on the outskirts of town, but I don't know if you guys have been on like the outskirts of town. So, but I mean, probably wouldn't be that hard to locate one. You can just do it quickly. Do you guys want to bury him in a cemetery?
It would be more appropriate to burn his body.
Wait, is that a your opinion thing or an elf thing?
No, that's how my people do this.
Okay.
Didn't we just board the doors up?
Not. I mean, I assume not completely.
Hey, Missif, can you go
I
grab
can-
his body and chuck it off the balcony?
I presume there's a balcony.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was looking over the balcony.
Oh,
I
that's
thought you flew out of the chimney or
No,
something.
I mean, I can fly in through the chimney.
Oh, okay.
And if, like, the balcony door is locked, I can, like,
Yeah.
Down a mob.
Okay.
Perhaps we can go
Alright,
the
well, here's what
fire in
this
front
is
of your
gonna
queen.
do.
Are you strong enough?
Well, I have a strength of 4, and I weigh about... How much do I weigh? I don't know.
Maybe that's 10 pounds. Probably not 10 pounds. Probably less.
It's gonna be more than that.
Really?
I don't know.
It's like the weight of my dog. I could pick him up
I
under my
mean-
arm.
I'm just saying.
I have no idea. I'm light enough that I can fly, so... But there's probably some magic involved.
Yeah.
Well, Mrs. is gonna fly in through the
13
chimney.
pounds is the average.
Ah, sweet. Awesome. Yeah,
That's close.
I can definitely move this body. Missa flies down through the chimney. He goes into the bedroom, and he grabs a rag, and he cleans up any blood that's on the dead body. And he finds a chair, and he moves the chair out to the balcony. And he slowly but surely drags and rolls and whatever to the dead body, puts it in the chair, finds some glasses, puts the glasses on the dead body, and goes into the kitchen, grabs a piece of glassware, goblet, whatever.
We're really weekend at Bernie's.
And goes back up to the dead body, puts it in his hand, positions it onto his leg.
This
And
thing's got
as-
like a slash
he's
through
gonna-
his throat.
and
This
he's
is
gonna keep
awful.
he's gonna keep decorating this body on the balcony until someone yells at him.
I'm cheering him on.
As soon as I realize what he's doing,
It's
maybe
what he would have wanted.
I think what he would have wanted was to be alive.
Clearly he did it because that was a decision he made for himself.
Oof. I'm gonna say, Missive, stop that. Just here, give his body here.
Oh, right. I
This is why
forgot.
Frill left us.
Yep.
In that case, Missive
You guys do any
Tries,
simple
like-
tasks.
Missa tries to like dump the chair forward so that the body will fall over the balcony.
So as you kind of like try and like push him, he's gonna get like stuck halfway, like over the. Like so, basically, his body is like this over the.
All right, I cast air armor on him.
Those are like puff up.
And
He's
it makes
gonna
his-
like
it makes his clothes puff up.
slide a little.
Like as soon as he puffs up, Missif is gonna like also like try to push him in that direction. So like hopefully it like bounces a little bit, and then he can like knock it over.
He's gonna like fall forward, do a little like roll in the air, and then like land on his back and just kind of like with the air armor, just a nice comfortable
Good
fall.
thing he had the armor to cushion his fall.
I'm gonna go get my horse and tie his body to the back.
Just drag him along the ground.
No, like the horse's ass, like draped.
Holy fucking Hector of Troy out here, like, dragging his body around the fucking city.
I'm gonna grab my horse and frills.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm
I'm
gonna
sure he's gonna want
like-
his horse eventually.
You know what really gets Missif's goat? Missif does.
Oh my god.
Stop.
And while he's getting his goat, he's going to deliver that joke.
Okay.
I thought I'd done some unsavory things with bodies before, but this beats anything I could ever possibly do.
So
That's
I don't know.
That's very
I guess I'm
complicated,
gonna
Yeah.
tell everybody to gather some planks of wood and then take all the wood to the bottom of the Acropolis where Mariel's statue is and then burn the body in front of it. And
Oh
then
my god.
just right after I set the body on fire, I'm gonna turn and leave the city.
Rocco's gonna still be standing by the door that she had just boarded up, and she's like really pale.
I mean, you just witnessed all of this, right?
What?
She witnessed all of that. Yes, she just realized she's been dealing with a couple psychopaths the whole time.
She's just kind of.
He's the worst
Not
people she's
gonna
ever
work.
met. This guy almost murdered my friend. That guy just defiled a body in the worst way I can imagine.
It's not that we're
So-
bad at people, it's that we're bad at being people.
So.
I'm gonna pat Rock on the shoulder and say, sometimes to respect the dead, you have to disrespect them first.
I thought you were going to say sometimes it just be like that.
Remember when you all got so angry at me for killing not even a real person?
We did
What-
not
what
kill.
did we get
We did
mad
not
at
kill
you
this
for?
person.
Lorana.
Oh, yeah.
We did not kill this man. He killed himself.
Yeah. You were like, he wanted me.
We are trying to honor his death by giving him the burial that Triskin says his people want.
Really, it's just Missif that's a piece of shit here. I don't know why anyone else would feel bad.
She's gonna do this for a long time.
So-
I just kind of follow.
Does Rock follow us out of
It
the
is
city?
okay, Rock, and I'll pat her on the back.
She's gonna like flinch a little.
Does Rock follow us out of the city then?
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to the statue to burn his body or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's gonna keep her good distance from Missa as she follows you all out. As you get to the statue of him that you were gonna burn it in front of, you see it on the ground in pieces, as if an angry mob had pulled it down.
Almost as if.
Almost as if.
You know,
Well-
you can't really tell what happened here, but
In that case, I'm going to try to clear just a space for his funeral pyre, and then as soon as I light the funeral pyre, how heavy is the head?
The head,
Of the
as
statue?
presuming
Of the
it's not
statue.
shattered.
It's a large stone.
It would be.
yeah,
It would be very heavy.
yeah.
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 Considering how large the statue was, and considering that it's solid stone, it's pretty heavy.
I'm going to ask Taman for help. And have him and Jack and I'll try to help me prop it against the funeral pyre.
Alright, well.
You want the stone head on top of the funeral pyre?
No, just leaning against him.
Why? For the fucking aesthetics? Like,
Yeah, I went to art school.
Well, Rock's gonna try and help you too. I guess everyone rolls strength. If you're actually gonna
Everyone who's
help.
helping.
My carrying capacity is 155 pounds, so.
Oh, okay. Mine's
Hey, that's a 5.
Rock's is 175.
Yeah, I assume hers would be higher.
Mine is 140. And what's yours? 60?
Yes.
60? Wow.
I'm a little.
So we can
wimpy.
carry around 500 pounds. With
Yeah.
us. That's
Miss
like
F will
enough.
help.
What's
I
your
don't know how
carrying
much you can
capacity?
carry. I think you can carry like, I don't know, 18 pounds.
50.
50?
What? I was like 18!
That's way more than I thought. Alright, never mind.
That's
Miss F is-
actually,
Miss F doesn't
compared to
Small
like,
but mighty, like
yeah, I was
ants.
gonna say actually, compared to being 13 pounds, carrying 50 pounds is a lot.
Yeah, that's like 4 times his body weight.
Yeah. Dang.
Wow.
Miss F got ups. Well, also he can fly, so he cheats.
Wow.
Alright.
Alright, you guys can prop it up or whatever.
Yeah, I guess.
Now we should
leave
probably
the city.
leave.
Yeah.
And then everyone's just kind of still walking around confused as I guess you all leave the city.
As we go out the gates, I'm gonna turn to Rock and say, so about that talk with Dew.
I
where'd
guess
they go?
they're back by the docks. Just went to a different house. I guess
We should probably catch up with Frill, otherwise he's gonna get eaten by a jub or something.
quite possible.
I just need to finish this. You guys can go on.
Before Miss F leaves Rock, he flutters over to her and says,
Just gonna back up a bit.
I haven't forgotten what we saw down at the docks on that ship. I'm gonna make sure that we do everything that we can.
Just gonna nod her head and be like, no worries. I've been thinking about it too. It's not gonna happen here anymore. Make sure Thrall knows that too. I just kind of like nod. And she's
Make sure Thrall knows of what?
that the Therans were here dealing slaves. I think that'd be something they're very interested in hearing about.
Did y'all inform us of that?
Yeah, well,
No.
kind
I can't
of.
remember.
So
No one really told us.
Yeah.
So we tried. So it would all happen so fast.
Like literally everything in this campaign.
Yes, but briefly.
We probably missed it.
I think he started saying something, and then Rock was on her barrage and
Yes.
ran past us, and then we all, got wrapped up in that. So
That sounds right.
yeah, so we're kind of like slavery. Slavery.
Yeah. Well,
That explains the reason for the god then.
oh, for Ragrick being here?
No, the god.
Oh, the guard?
Rock's Gahad is like.
Oh, that's.
You thought you were saying guard?
I thought you
with
said
this
guard.
Scottish
I thought you
accent.
said God,
Gahad.
like the passion,
Yeah.
and then God,
Yeah.
God. Okay, God, yeah.
Damon, but from Jersey.
Like, ah.
God.
Rock, I can't believe you killed that Gahad.
Holy shit! Why have none of us done a New Jersey accent?
Oh my
What? All right.
I want to do a Michigan accent.
Yep. All right.
Oh god.
Well,
No. Canadian accent.
she'll turn to Triskin and be like, yeah, I can take you to do. I know there's a lot that she could probably teach you. Seems like you have a lot to learn.
I'm just gonna start walking towards the dogs. At
Hello?
that, I'm gonna nod.
How long do you think it's gonna take Dew to teach Triskin these things? We have to return to Thrall.
I don't. It depends on the depth of the knowledge he wants to learn. Dew. Dew is I guess a bit of an elementalist. She knows a bit about enchanting and thread weaving and whatnot. So she might be able to do something about this sword, but well, I guess I should tell you all this while you're still here.
Mhm.
She's gonna kind of like act like she doesn't really want to say it. Like you can tell it, those awkward conversations you don't want to have, where you're kind of like beating around the bush like I'm doing right now. That's what she's gonna be doing. She's gonna be like, well, as much as I would like to never see any of your faces ever again, I might meet me at Lake Ban. Can you guys can you come to the floating city after you're done in Thrall? We're taking Dew back there to recover with some of her own, and I think that if you can't find a solution with the sword now, we could work something out meeting again, and I also I might have. She's gonna get flustered. She'll just be like, "Well, you'll see when you get there. I need you guys to meet someone. Just come to Lake Ban after you're done and Thrall." And she's gonna like yell it, kind of. She'll be like, "Look at all you guys." No response. She'll be like,
So is this
"Will you come? Can you come?"
It's like Dan, and that's
She's
where
gonna
we
get
go.
angry.
Yeah. Perhaps I should accompany you to Lake Ban. I feel like I might need some time with Dew to learn how to master this.
Shouldn't you return to Thrall first? Isn't there someone you all report to?
It might also help if you go to Thrall first. You might be able to find something in the library regarding the sword.
That is true. I should visit with Dew first, still though.
Well, afterwards, will you all come to the floating city?
Oh, I've
I've never been to the floating city. I would love to visit. Thank you for the invitation.
It's been a while since I've been on a vacation.
I mean, I wouldn't call it a vacation. I mean, there's something kind of. I'll explain when you get there, but there's something I need you all to help with. Well, but I guess it can be kind of a vacation. I don't know. Just come. She's getting like red in the face. What's wrong, Scring?
Wow. Okay.
I do not believe he's ever seen an orc quite that color before.
Yeah, got him.
She's gonna turn a
Really,
little
you
more
travel
red.
with two Scrang and you refer to me as Scrang. Does that work with the two of them? Do they know which one you're referring to?
Well, I don't
Does that
believe
get
I actually
confusing?
know your name.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Normally, people in polite company introduce themselves.
Do I look like polite company?
Oh my god.
I like to pretend sometimes.
Oof.
Hey, Rock, do you know my name?
It's like it's obvious. Like
Do you know any of our names, Rock?
this relationship's starting to feel a little one-sided.
I know silly human with the lute. Wrote a
That's his
song
name.
about me.
As she doesn't say his name.
It's what?
As she doesn't say his name.
Yeah.
Frill. Triskin, the man who cut down my friend.
So it looks like all you guys have to do is hurt Rock
Taman.
in some way, and she'll remember your name. Jack and I'll cast a spell.
Oh shit!
Oh my god. I'm trying to remember if there were specific situations where you all said your names. But I guess she might have caught on talking within the party. So I'm gonna say she knows Taman. She's gonna be like, of course I know your name. Taman?
Hey,
Come on.
Taman? Taman.
Taman.
Taman, of course.
What?
That one on your name.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I just
Uh-huh.
you wear like the dark clothing. You're just what's your name?
Yeah, I'll have mercy. It's Jack and all.
All right, I won't forget again, Jack, and I'll
Thanks.
apologize.
About it.
All right, and then of course I know you, Missive. I mean, you're my favorite. You are the one who, you know, I feel like the most level-headed, except for when you threw that man off of the balcony.
He didn't need his body anymore.
Well, I suppose that's correct. Anyways, now that we're all fully acquainted, would you please just all be waiting at the floating city whenever you guys are done with what you're doing in Thrall?
Is it quest business? Is it personal business? I kind of like to have some idea.
What do you mean quest business?
Quester.
Is it?
Yeah.
Have you've got work for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jasper has need of us.
Well, Jasperi, yes, but also bar save.
You know, Rocky. You can come out and say it if you say you're gonna miss us.
Why would I miss hooligans like you all? Listen, this is bigger than us, okay? You'll know when I take you to meet my friend.
Ah, yes,
We'll
when we're older.
explain.
Of course.
know when
You'll
we're
understand when you're older.
Everyone misses Miss F.
Oh my god.
Can I forget your name again?
Roll to forget his name.
Aw, dang it. It's too ingrained. Well, let's go. And she's gonna start walking towards the dock.
Okay, I follow. I guess on arrival, I am going to kneel and I'm going to say, "Dew River Blood, I owe you a debt of my entire life. I apologize profusely for what Ragik made me do with the sword, and I would like you to teach me how to master it."
What an honorable elf. She's not gonna say that, but
I'm
So
gonna
polite.
keep my hands on the ground in front of me,
Are you doing, like, a little bow?
a little bit bounced.
Like
I'm gonna
Yeah,
kneel
it's
down
just
and basically kowtow, except I'm gonna make eye contact with her, right? But like my hands are kind of submissive, but really it's just clear that I'm just displaying where they are and that they're not near the sword.
oh, okay. I was like, why are you trying to be all submissive?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
What kind of position are you in right now?
Oh my god.
I believe it's downward facing dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's actually child's pose.
Oh my god.
I do yoga every Friday.
I've
Check
done
out Bhakti
the
Yoga Family at GT.
I've done the yogers once or twice.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway.
I forgot what was the voice I gave her. It was like
It's a higher voice, yeah.
Higher? Okay. Huh. I don't remember what the
Oh, no,
voice
you were
It's
that
like
was
so-
the
it was
right
like
range.
soft, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just soft. Right?
Well, I know it's not your fault. No worries. She's also like laying down.
She's like bandaged up on the verge of death.
Yeah, she's like, I guess, laying down, propped up against, I'll say like the others. Scurrying
Coughing up
is
little
kind
bits
of
of
like
blood.
propping her up.
Oh God.
She has the
guilt.
anime disease. She just coughs up blood randomly.
It's called tuberculosis.
Oh no.
Is that what all those anime characters have?
Mhm. Got the consumption.
Well, you see, before everything happened, and I wasn't able to finish what I was saying, I had suspicions. Well, as I said, I thought it might be some kind of person or object that was having control over this town. So the moment I saw that sword, I knew it was dangerous. So I understand that you lost control over it, but you must understand, however, that as a quester of Jasperi, I will not do anything to help you if it involves making a pact with a mad passion. I can tell you that that sword is most likely a major pattern item of Ragak, rather than a threat item, but created intentionally by Ragak himself for some sort of purpose, as you all, or as you could imagine what the purpose was of it. Has the sword had any sort of, what did you feel when you used the sword and afterwards?
Mostly just pain and terror. The sword spoke to me, though. Spoke of a great desire to cause pain and suffering.
Well, sounds like Ragak. You see, he's very good at inflicting, just making people see the worst things, the last thing they'd ever want, and feeling the most pain. Well, with magical items like this, in order to fully control them, you must weave threads with them. It's likely that Ragak has already weaved this thread between you and the sword, and that is why you may be able to control it more. But besides this information, I cannot give you any more. I mean, obviously, I would prefer if you didn't use such a cursed item as this. It seems like, and Rock's gonna blurt out, I just don't understand how you could trust a mad passion like that. And Dude's gonna be like, hey. I mean, it's his choice, but you should be wary, because you never know what a cursed object like this could do, or what sort of troubles it could bring to your party.
So you would say that it's impossible to control it completely?
I think that with time, you could gain more control over it. Like I said, by weaving threads between your true pattern and its true pattern, eventually you may have more control over it, but as long as the soul of a mad passion is within it, you will never have full control of it.
if you can't help me control it, then will you help me destroy it?
Fortunately, I'm sure Rock said something about destroying it with brute force or something.
I know her well.
Pattern items can be quite difficult to destroy, especially major pattern items. They're definitely, it can be done, but it's harder than a normal item. I wouldn't really know where to begin. Destroyed or sealed away, both are options, but there's another thing I may be able to do. Well, you see, also, like, this whole time she's still, like, wounded and, like, bleeding and stuff.
Does she, like, start coughing at any point
Yeah,
during this?
yeah.
So as she starts coughing, I gesture to Rock and I say, "What's wrong with you? Give her the health potion."
Yeah.
Rock's gonna be like, "Oh, you're right," and grab it out of her, and she's gonna walk up to Dew, and Dew's gonna, like, notice it, and she's gonna be like, "Wait just a second. Well, there's one thing we could do. It's a little bit of a extreme solution, but as you learn more about this world, there's many things you can learn from it, about life and about death, and there's a thing that I've studied some called life magic, or rather sacrifice. She's gonna, like, cough some. You know, I gotta be dramatic. Well, I would likely be able to recover from something like this, but I want to see that the sword is never used for harm against anyone who has done nothing wrong. It would be possible that I could sacrifice myself to break the thread between you and Ragik and put my own soul into the sword. There.
Mrs. Ears perk up. I thought it was just he was the only one there.
You guys
you
tell
can
me
go
what
if you
do.
wanna go.
I'm not
No.
gonna stop.
I-
Like,
I would have gone to try to find Krill.
Okay, we can. I guess you guys can split up however you wanted. So.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna go make sure that Dew was still doing
Yeah,
okay.
I'm with them.
Still
Yeah.
doing okay. Yeah.
as soon as she says the word life magic, I tense up and I say, "I've heard of this. My experience is that all magic of this sort is inherently evil. Just look at what happened with the Bloodwood."
That's some black and white thinking you got there.
Triskin, have you ever... What are your talents? What do you like to do? What do you use in combat? Have you ever used an ability that's caused you strain or harm to yourself? Such as
Yes.
avoiding blows and whatnot? What's up?
Aw, snap.
This is a form of life magic where you give up temporarily or sometimes permanently a bit of your life force to perform a magical act. It's an ambiguous, morally ambiguous type of magic. There's a lot of back and forth about it, but some see it as blood magic, some see it as life magic, some see it as death and and sacrifice. But it depends on how you're using it. It can be used for good and it can be used for evil. But just because some has used it for evil does not mean it's inherently evil.
So as long as the life is freely given, it could be okay.
That's correct. You know, blood magic can be used for many things, such as oaths between people to benefit mutually, or promises made to make sure someone keeps it, creating magical items, using magical items. I firmly believe if it's used in a way such as against horrors or against evil in the world, then it is just. That's the only reason I'm offering something like this. I believe that my purpose here is I want to be able to make an impact on this land. Since I became a quester of Jasperi, I always felt like there's so much to do and so much to make right in this land. The only reason I would even offer giving my life to enchant this would be because I know that it could make an impact.
You would certainly be purging this world of a great evil.
Yes, of course. I would be satisfied. Like Rock always says, one life is worth no more than another.
Like Rock always writes in people's blood. That beloved message.
Rock.
We love our Rock.
Nature's rock.
Nature's rock.
I would be willing to give my own to save others. I know this is extreme, though. It would be possible to maybe bless this with Jasperi, though I'm not sure how long that would take. Some sort of unbinding it with Ragak and binding it with Jasperi would likely require some true elements, possibly true earth, which can be sometimes hard to find, and a lot of knowledge on enchanting. It's possible that you could hold on to this sword and see where it takes you, though I would be incredibly concerned seeing this walk around bar save with the power that it has. So, I mean, in the state that I'm in right now, it wouldn't be hard to give my life.
I think that the only way to purge the world of this evil is for you to give your life. And I respect so much your decision to do so. If you would like to, you may enchant the sword, Leslie. If you don't, then I will take it. I will try to unbind it from Jasperi, or unbind it from Ragak. He named the sword Ragak's Ravage, after the damage that had done to the city.
She's gonna look. Who else is here? It's just Missif and is Jack and all here?
Yeah, I'm here.
She's gonna kind of look to you all and see if there's any, if you guys kind of agree or are neutral. Yes.
I
don't care.
I'm kind of interested in this. I already have. I'm not in character, but I already have kind of a tenuous line between life and death. So this is just, death is not a big deal to me. I'm kind of excited to see where this will go.
I assume you'll still be conscious inside the sword, and that we'll be able to communicate.
That's the goal.
Okay.
And you're gonna be happy like that?
I'll be happy if it's saving people.
And
It's pretty noble of you.
you're
gotta
sure
say.
that this will succeed? There's no chance that Ragak could overpower you?
It's possible, but I know I have Jasperi on my side, and a life is powerful. Giving a life is not a small action. It has large consequences. I believe it would work. I hope it would work. But I guess we won't know until we try.
I know that other swords, knowing their name and how they were created, allows the user to weave threads into them. Would that help this process at all?
Well, we know the name of the sword as it is now. I think that's enough. Names are powerful in this world.
Maybe you could rename it when she's in it.
Well, I just want to be sure that this succeeds. If she gives her life in vain, I'll never be able to live with myself. So if she can weave a thread into Ragak's ravage to make sure her death causes Ragak to be purged, then I would like her to do that, no matter how long it takes. But yeah.
Well, she's just gonna have her hands out.
Okay, I'm gonna take the sword off of my back and put it in her hands. Fuck.
This is some real stuff.
Oh,
I was just kind of watching this happen, just like, alright. Let's go with this.
Alright. Let me make sure I'm gonna do this right. Sacrifice magic. Alright, I guess this is gonna be Dew's dying act. She's going to take the sword into her hands.
As if we'll be taking notes.
Sounds
On
good.
how this is done? I will too.
And she's going to not harshly, I guess, forcefully declare her intentions at the sword, and be like, you will stop bringing terror to this world and rather bring life. And then she's going to try and die.
I'm watching avidly.
Hey, if this goes badly, I can call for Spirit and do a little chat for you if you want some time.
Don't even want to consider her.
Just thought I'd offer.
Oh yeah, I don't even actually know if you have to roll for that if she's doing it willingly. Well, she's going to declare her intentions, and she's going to close her eyes really hard, like she's never done this before because she's never done this before, and kind of seem like she's making a wish, and then all of a sudden she's going to just collapse, and the sword's just going to be on her body.
Does anything else happen?
The sword explodes.
Yeah. The whole house burns down. I guess the warehouse. Well, I mean, and as much as you can tell, she seems dead.
So Triskin is going to slowly stand from his kneeling position where he's been all this time, and he is going to take the sword off of her body. He's going to say, "If I go mad again, just kill me." And he's going to draw the sword.
Alright, as you draw it, you see that
Crack my knuckles.
roll a willpower check. No, I'm joking. Your eyes just got real wide. The like blade as you pull it out is gonna like have a chrome shade of blue to it. And it doesn't really respond at the moment, from what you can tell. But I guess you kind of feel some sort of like strength when you hold it, like enhanced strength.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good.
But I guess you'll have to spend time, right, gaining knowledge about it more to know what it does. And it's possible that you'd be able to speak with Dew through the sword.
I am going to, my whole body seems to release tension where before I was standing completely taut and the grip around the pommel of the sword was white-knuckled. I relax slightly upon not hearing Ragik's voice in my head, and I breathe a massive sigh of relief that seems to travel through my entire body, and just it's palpable in the room. You can feel it almost. And I'm going to sheathe the sword again on my back and say, I believe that she succeeded.
Alright.
Rock's just kind of looking down at the ground without, like, just kind of refusing to look up. Yeah. And it's just gonna be silent. I guess the, like, Scring guy in the room who was kind of helping her stay propped up is gonna try and kind of put her into like a peaceful position and just like lay his head on her like stomach or something. And just
Rock, sir.
Sir.
We shall see you at Lick Band. And I'm gonna slowly turn and walk away and start crying.
Huh?
Start crying.
Yeah.
You're crying?
Yes.
Boy.
Triskin went to art school, okay? He's a
Went to
sensitive
elf
soul.
art school.
How heavy. Alright.
As we're walking away, Missive will sidle up to Jack and all and whisper about what we saw. He'll specifically say something. Well, he'll say a bunch of things probably, but
Sure.
the one important thing that he's saying, or one thing that I as the player want to have as a significant thing that he's saying is the body didn't disappear. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Were you expecting it to disappear?
I thought it was a possibility.
What, that her soul would get into the sword, her body would just go?
Not sure, but clearly that didn't happen, so...
No. So, like, bodies are just kind of, I mean, they're vessels, right? I mean, if another spirit wanted to, I mean, she's dead now, but if, say, somebody resurrected her, another spirit could take up host in there, you know? It doesn't just disappear. That wouldn't really make a lot of sense.
You're saying that, someone's soul could go into a different body entirely.
In my experience, yes. Or something.
I'll keep that in mind.
What?
What is that say?
Oh, shit.
Oh.
I just show that.
No,
Missive thinks Sprang or Jedi.
What, you think because Murata's body just is this where you're coming from? No, I figured that's not where you're coming from.
No, Rose probably has the idea of what Missive is thinking.
Okay, I think it's way funnier that you assume all Scrangs just evaporate. God.
From water they were
This
born.
is what Jack
From
and all
water.
thinks you're thinking, and he starts planning a way of, if in case of his death, how to make himself evaporate. So keep up this bit.
Oh boy.
This is the only thing he's thinking about right now.
How would you pull that off?
Yeah, it's like
Use it as your dying wish.
No, I have
to
to have some
evaporate.
kind of. I have to have some kind of cohort in this bit. That will continue tricking Missive.
Alright.
But yeah, interesting stuff.
Well,
All right.
I guess if you guys are leaving the warehouse on a heavy note.
Lake Van. We have to go to Lake Van. Excuse me.
So I'm gonna ride forward and catch up to Frill, who's on foot.
Mm-hmm.
Who
All right.
forgot his horse?
Got his horse.
Meanwhile,
At the Legion of Doom.
What?
What?
have you ever seen
Superhero
like the
theme.
Superman where they have like the
Yeah,
newspaper that's like
Oh,
spinning around, like
okay.
scene change?
All right.
Oh,
All right.
it's a
Yeah.
thing.
Oh.
Take it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
what I
know
was
what you're
thinking
talking
too.
about.
Yeah. What's
Alright.
Anyways, so you hear hooves of a horse riding up from behind you.
I turn around. Well, there.
You seem to have forgotten your horse, Frill. I'm not sure how quickly you were planning on making it back to Thrall without it.
Well, I assumed that everyone would be right behind me.
And it took you this long to look?
Where is?
You're,
Well,
you're,
I
you're like
looked
3 miles
earlier.
out of town.
I looked earlier, but I was more afraid of. There was a mob. I figured y'all would catch up. I just didn't expect it to take this. Where's everybody else?
It took us a while to disperse the mob, and then to make the funeral pyre for the body.
Okay. Still doesn't explain where everybody else is.
They went to go talk with one of the Skrang companions of Rocks. Triskin felt quite responsible for what happened to her and the grave injuries that she sustained. He went to go apologize, I think, before
Putting her soul in a sword.
before coming back before getting back on the road to Thrall. They should be maybe an hour or so behind me.
And the mob didn't kill them before doing that? I'm shocked.
The mob did not kill anybody.
I'm double shocked. Well, guess we're going back to Thrall?
I mean, yes. We need to go back to Thrall and present our report. Rock also, one other thing you missed, she asked us to go to meet her at Lake Ban after we've talked to Thrall.
Lake Bon. I pulled up the map to look at it.
It's further down the river.
It's in
past this
completely
way.
the opposite direction.
It is.
Does she have a time frame for us to meet back there?
There is no time frame as far as I know. But she said she made some sort of insinuation that all of Barsade may be at risk.
Oh boy.
High key dramatic. That is wrong.
Well,
Personally, I think she just misses us, especially you and your song.
Of course.
of course. Of course.
Of course.
We got
What a lovely song.
I've got an idea. If it's that urgent, it might actually be best to split the party.
Said no one ever.
Yeah.
Where do you think they're already split off from us?
The other three of us,
well,
we're not
I
with
meant
them.
have like Look, Thrall is in completely the opposite direction. Lake Bon isn't that far away from here. If we have one person go up to Thrall and give the report, and the other one, the rest of the people, go to Lake Bon, you know.
Rock did not seem to. Rock did not seem to indicate that it was very urgent. Just that it was important.
Urgent, but not important, but not urgent. Okay.
I am quite curious though. Why did you keep walking out into the wilderness all by yourself, rather than, I don't know, turn back and figure out why we weren't behind you?
I was assuming once I was trying to do my best to disperse the crowd without us all dying.
Mm-hmm.
Once Missif and Triscan started speaking,
Mm-hmm.
I honestly thought the mob was going to turn and kill us all. So
I did too, and that is why.
I kept walking and I didn't look back.
That's why I felt that at that moment it would have been all the more important for you to stay there and help try to disperse the mob, rather than leaving the rest of us for dead.
I was not sure why y'all weren't splitting and coming with.
Because if we had incited the mob, it would have been our responsibility what had occurred.
So it would have been easier if they hadn't incited the mob in the first place.
I agree. But that happened, and so we had to deal with it.
Maybe.
Triscan and Mrs. do not have the way with people that you do.
Then maybe they should let me
on
do
the other
the
hand, is
talking.
a fucking social butterfly. So,
You know.
Then maybe they should let me do the talking.
Perhaps maybe if you showed more confidence in your abilities, they would.
spicy.
That's group
Perhaps.
tension. Got it. She thick. The tension.
That's why we need to bring Jenga into this mechanic.
Oh my god.
Increase the tension.
Just something for you to think about as the rest of them catch up with us.
Perhaps.
For sake of role playing, do you guys want to roll any sort of persuasion slash?
We're not with them yet.
No, not you guys.
I'm thinking.
No?
No.
Not right now. I would like
Okay.
to talk to you after the session's over, though.
Well, maybe we need some sort of group bonding activity within our party.
God, yes.
Yeah.
Like, damn, beach episode.
Well, lake episode.
Lake
It's in like 6
episode.
weeks.
You guys get a party
A
boat.
lake is just a
right?
circular
You can go-
beach.
Yeah, beach episodes in 6 weeks.
Oh yeah! Oh, that's exciting. We can go tubing on the lake. Oh, it's so fun. Get some jet skis,
Mm-hmm.
or just ride on Jack and All's back.
No, I'm not carting y'all around.
All right. Well, I guess.
Sorry, I guess we can catch up. Is your
Yeah.
conversation over?
Yeah.
I didn't have anything really more.
I
important to say.
mean,
Okay.
no,
Are you guys still moving, or are you gonna?
I'm still
stop?
There's an inn down the road. I was gonna head there.
That's like several days away.
Down the road.
There are a lot of
Well-
small villages located along the riverside. If
Yeah.
you wanna like try and.
The one we had visited previously was about halfway.
So are we going to
Mhm.
Thrall first and then Lake Ban? Is that the?
Well, let's all meet up
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
So were you guys walking during this
I
conversation?
guess if we're
He's
way out
walking,
of
so I'm
town,
guessing he's going
So,
at a walking
I-
pace.
I
So we
got
all
on my
catch up
horse
because
after
we're all
this.
on our mounts. Yeah, or I get on
So-
my mount.
As soon as we're all
If
back
you-
together, Triscan announces to the party.
hold on.
He says, I've decided to take a vow of silence for the next 2 weeks in honor of Dew's sacrifice.
Excellent!
Was that in character?
Yes.
Yes!
Oh wow. I presumed it was.
Game 2 weeks. I don't know. So he says
Dane's
that.
not taking a
and-
real life vow
Yeah.
of silence.
Did
Yeah,
anyone catch
you
the
will
fact?
not hear my voice until 14 days from now.
What are you talking about sacrifice?
Oof. Oh, well, he just made the vow of
Spicy.
silence, so he can't explain it. Ooh. That's unfortunate, huh?
I'm just gonna look at you and I'm gonna sigh.
Okay. Well, okay. Long story short, Dew lives in the sword now. Ragok's not
She
there.
lives in the
A
sword.
plus,
Pretty nice.
She
volunteered.
evicted
She
Ragok.
evicted Ragok, which is great news. I mean, she wasn't doing so hot, and her body made, in my opinion, a very noble choice to kind of project her spirit into the sword to help Triskin out and keep him from falling under the influence of a mad passion. Are you rolling?
Yeah, I'm rolling an awareness to see if these guys are
Lying?
no other people pretending to be the party members. Like if they're secretly other people in disguise.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
okay.
Because what you just said is crazy to my character. And
Okay.
I wasn't privy to all that stuff. that
Mischief,
happened,
want to
so-
help me out here? Back me up, bud?
So I'm just looking at, I'm eyeing you guys really weirdly.
We saw her soul transferred to the sword. That's a lie.
I
And her body didn't
Yeah.
even disappear.
Why would it disappear?
I don't know.
wish I had made her just
foolish
turn into
now
a
if you
puddle
don't-
of water. With no explanation. Well, she'll probably get thrown in the river. So.
Tristan, you can talk, but can you at least show that the sword looks different now?
As he unsheathes the sword, I'm gonna grow
This
grow the
again.
claw.
Oh my god. Look, you see it?
As he unsheathes the sword, everyone's gonna hear like a slight voice. Or I guess, oh no, only Triskin's gonna hear a slight
Oh.
voice.
This is super helpful.
I mean, I'll thread the sword to yourselves in due time. Due time, okay. And it's just gonna be like, shh, don't worry, and it's gonna be just like calming. And that's all you're gonna hear. But yeah, I guess as he presents the sword to you all, you kind of observe the like chromatic blue sheen that you've really never seen from any sort of metal before. So I guess now whether or not you believe him is
Taemin's got. Taemin's a little paranoid.
well,
I guess it is pretty whack though.
I mean, someone who doesn't have much knowledge of life and blood magic
Yeah.
might not.
I mean, we've accepted that Rygoth lived in the sword though.
Mhm. Well, the thing about this world is life and magic are one in one
Mhm.
because magic is a part of life, like quite literally. So I guess it's crazy things can happen, especially if you're sacrificing your life.
So,
But yeah, someone without knowledge of that might be
Dew's part of our party right now.
How did Rock take it?
Pretty hard, looks like. She
Yes,
and
like
she
the
and
Rock.
her friend, I mean, they're mourning, right? What do you think?
They were definitely mourning.
Yes.
not eight.
I don't know. To me, it's like
Morning,
she's got
not night.
I
she's
get
got a whole new life now, right? She's with her party. If
Always like that.
Triskin hadn't just taken a really convenient vow of silence, she could talk with us through him.
Was it forced?
The
What?
vow of
Force?
silence?
sacrifice?
Or the- Oh,
Hell no.
no.
I wouldn't have allowed
The
that.
sacrifice wouldn't have even worked if it were forced.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
true.
not true.
Yes, it could have.
Missive is lying.
That's
We already know from the Therans that forced blood sacrifice works.
when you guys were in the painting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was her choice. She has a whole new life as a member of our crew now.
Has a sword.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
She can be like, never mind. I don't even want to say that. I was
Now
gonna be
she
like full
never
some
has to
soul eater
die. Now that
bullshit.
she's a sword, she'll live forever.
What
Yeah, I
what
mean-
assurances do we have
Trice
that
gets her weapon meister.
what assurances do we have that Ragok is not still in the sword and biding his time?
So you have to roll a willpower save.
I mean, you see Triskin pull out his dice and be like,
Yeah.
oh fuck.
It's possible he is, but I mean, perhaps
not like
we're in a worse position now than we were before.
Yeah, we were still. I mean, before we definitely knew there was a passion in that. Now there possibly be a passion in there.
Perhaps it might be prudent for us to agree to a blood oath then.
What?
An oath of peace between the members of our group.
Yeah, I do that. I like you
Do
guys
you-
a lot.
Missive, do you have, as an elementalist, do you have any... You have, like, skills for enchanting... Or not enchanting, but, like, thread weaving and stuff?
Oh, absolutely.
We all have thread.
Okay,
Yes.
but you have... What was it? There's something, like, more specific. Do you have any sort of knowledge-based skills on... magic?
Sure. I mean, I can do roll a half magic for anything elemental.
Okay,
related.
That's
Yeah.
what I wanted. Can you roll your half magic check?
Sure.
I want to give you more knowledge about blood magic / life magic. You don't have to share with the party, but if you want to roll to like recall something,
Okay.
you might know.
Right. I'm trying to remember how to.
It'd be your perception step plus your circle.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Can I roll? Can I add karma to this? Probably not.
Can you add karma to half magic?
For half magic, I think you can.
Oh, sweet. Then let's definitely do it. All right. 13.
Okay. So there was a blood piece of oath, right? Suggested.
Yeah, blood oath of peace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace of oath.
So blood. So being an elementalist, you have some knowledge on blood almost being an element itself, an element of life at least. There's a bunch of different kinds of blood magic, including promise. Well, and you heard this from Dew. Promising something, a peace oath, sacrificing, which includes dying, sacrificing, or can be like killing, so like unwillfully. But for a blood peace oath is a truce between two characters. But can
There's a group
swear.
version.
Yeah. But you can swear with as many people as you wish. But that doesn't like include a whole group. That would be you personally with a bunch of people.
Oh, so that you couldn't hurt them, but they could still hurt you.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. I think
Useless.
not only. No. Well. So if you swore it with like every person in the party, then you would be good with everyone, but they could still hurt each other. Like it's not like a group thing. And it's also just supposed to be not only like physically hurting, but also like do no harm physically or like getting in the way of each other. But you also recall, if I can find the page again.
Not working against each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Kind of like a peace treaty. There's also like a group version where I believe everyone. Okay, so there's a few steps to it, but you recall the steps of it. I can explain in more depth, or if you guys choose to initiate it, I can tell you and speak through you how to perform this oath.
You gotta use Mrs. voice.
I can try. But yeah, there's a few things, a few steps that come with making, basically you're creating a true pattern for the group that you can all, I guess, thread weave with. And it involves creating a name for the group because names are very important. But
I am a name giver after all.
you...
We are.
You can make like peace oaths with people who you are not on great terms with, but for making a true pattern for the group, I would like the group to be on like solid with each other on good terms. So I would not, as the GM, say that you could do a group. You could create a true pattern right now for your group.
Because we're not on the same like level basically.
But doing something like creating this true pattern, I would say would give you all a thread to the Dew's sword, so you can all hear her, and kind of just it just I would say brings like an overall connection around the group where you can kind of share things more. I mean, there's still stuff I need to read about it, but there's a lot. But yeah, basically it's kind of forming a bond that's stronger than just like surface level. And I think it gives you special abilities, some shared abilities and stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah,
But
it
yeah.
sounded like Frill had some concerns about this
Yeah.
before you started explaining.
So, well, you didn't hear what I just said.
Yeah.
Only Frill gets that, but I guess we do have to wrap this up in a few minutes. But what were your concerns? I guess continue role playing.
Whoa. This what even what I don't think I've ever heard of this.
Yeah, that makes sense that you wouldn't have heard of it.
He's not ready for the commitment.
Yeah, that's true. You can't join our super secret club yet.
I just snort.
Missif is secretly hoping that Frill thinks that Missif is joking.
Oof.
Fro does not think Missif is joking.
Damn.
I guess on that note, the party will awkwardly
It's a bad note
Right
to
off
end
into
on.
sunset.
return to Thrall.
This is
I'm
an
gonna
uncomfortable vibe to be ending on, I tell you.
speed things up for a hot second.
Is Tryskin's vow of silence over? How long does it take to get back to Thrall?
Well, you're mounted, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna take. Definitely, it's not over, but it's like 4 days in. I'll say he's 4 days into his.
It's gonna be a
Is
while.
it a 2 week long?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks.
Bane's just like, I don't want to roleplay anymore. So about, I guess, 4 days of traveling, you come across no problems. You make it back to Thrall. This is a quick wrap up to the session. Make it back to Thrall, and I'll say on your behalf, you share for your best account of what all happened to
The
General.
one that makes us sound best.
Yeah, to General Galder, and he seems concerned yet satisfied. He assures you all that he'll be sending in forces to not, I guess, take over the city, but not in a bad way.
Occupy.
Yes, on an occupation.
To add some stability to the city, to kind of bring back some. Well, first of all, they're so close to Thrall, anyways. That becoming kind of a sub nation of Thrall, or just a sub territory, I guess, city of Thrall. It's not a bad thing. They're basically hoping them reestablish their little city there and build it back up and get rid of all the corruption in the city. So he says that his people will be taking care of that. They're going to start occupying Darranis. As a reward, the first time you're actually getting a reward straight up, he's giving you all 50 silver pieces in training. So this is when you're technically going up to Circle 3, which you all have already done. Says, it's nobody in the city's fault, including Mariel's, that purely misfortune, a mad passion like this would take over. And he will do his best to spread the truth in the city. Spare no details. And then he asks one more time if you all, since this was almost a second test to see if you would become true mercenaries of Thrall, he asks once again if you would officially agree to becoming a mercenary party of Thrall.
I agree.
Yeah.
Hi ho.
Alright, do you agree?
Yes.
Triskin just nods.
Oh, do you agree?
Frill does not answer before the episode ends.
Okay.
Cliffhanger.
Well, Galder's not gonna notice that. He's just gonna assume the group is like mutual agreement since no one opposed.
He really just overrides.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be that way. But he's gonna end he'll ask you to come back in about a week's time to him after your training is over, and that oh shoot, what was I gonna say?
Do we have to go to Lake Band?
Well, now as mercenaries of Thrall, you're able to travel wherever you want, as long as you bring make Thrall seem favorable to the people you come across.
Okay.
Yeah, but he'll ask you to return in a week's time for more clarification and to get a true reward from him, basically, or there's a sort of initiation ceremony.
Oh no, we're gonna get haze.
But yeah, so training as well as being a party is important. So he's going to send you all off as well on some sort of group therapy / bonding activities. Bonding activities.
Couples counseling.
Nice.
But yeah.
You can laugh, right? That's not no.
Oof.
Oh.
We're gonna have to wait a week and 3 days before we start that, I guess.
What talking? Oh,
before his vow status is up.
Yeah, I think he might need some therapy. Oof. But yeah, so I guess you end leaving off for your training and picking up with group therapy in the next session.
Is that what we're doing?
Well, it might not be active, well played out, but yeah. So on that note, sorry we went over again, but I hope you enjoyed watching. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitch. It would be a great help for us. I hope you're still enjoying all the sessions. And please tune in again next week, Tuesday night. Next week is 8, back to normal time, 8 to 11. So yeah, I guess check us out then. Did I forget anything? No? Back to normal. So yeah, I hope to see you all. Come back, leave comments so we can laugh and read them.
Yes,
stuff like that.
Yes.
Follow us on social media.
Tell us what you liked.
Yeah. Show me what you got.
Bye.
Bye.